Your Highness! I was, I was just waiting for you. In a normal way, of course. Right outside your door. That's completely normal, right? No, not long. Not long at all. I was only out for a few minutes. I was aiming for sweet, but I fear I landed somewhere closer to strange. I was just a little anxious to greet you, that's all. I didn't want to knock just in case, since you arrived so late at night. When you missed breakfast, I thought, well, that only makes sense, but when you slept through lunch, I thought, this isn't like Highness at all. And so I had to check up on you. Speaking of which, I thought you might be a bit hungry. Here, I picked them fresh from the orchard behind the palace. You'll never taste anything sweeter than an orange grown on Ellybryn soil and directly tended to by Ellybryn hands. I guarantee it. Of course, I love farming. I actually have a direct view over all the fields in my study. Would you like to see? Afterward, I can take you on an official tour of the palace. Uh, our palace, I suppose. And I have a few things of yours that are shipped from Ravier, safely stored in there. I didn't want to move them around just in case you had a specific place you wanted to put them. Would you like to go now? Perfect. It's just a short walk away. How was your journey here? Right. I forgot how lonely and quiet the roads can be, even with a fully staffed routine helping. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to accompany you. Traveling really is so much more bearable when you have close company, a trusted friend. When you have someone you can fully depend on by your side. I, uh, I hope the guards I assigned you were up to your standards. I know that you had to say goodbye to your regular ones in Revere. Um, and the Ellybryn traveling outpost. I hope it was to your liking. How did everything go there? Oh, okay. And, Your Highness, you seem to be out of sorts. Is something wrong? No, don't do that. You don't have to spare my feelings, really. Actually, in a way, this is perfect. I know what this is about, and I've been meaning to discuss it with you. We haven't been acquainted for very long at all. We hardly know a thing about each other, and now that we've been set to wed for the rest of our lives, it's a bit jarring in a way. I understand. Would you mind if I confess something? I've actually been a big believer in love. It's true. What, you aren't? Look, I know there's no love between us at the moment. What we have is just the beginnings of a friendship. But I'm certain we can come to care for each other in time, and maybe that could grow into a love of some sorts after a fashion. I admire you so much already. You're ambitious, you're clever, and you have a great capacity for genuine kindness. Your sacrifice. Your Highness, don't be so modest. This is a sacrifice. This whole arrangement was set up solely for solidifying Incendio's western territories. You can't possibly think I didn't know this. Though, I'd like to think of myself as quite the catch. I know you approached me for purely selfless reasons. You've given up control of your heart and affections You've made a sacrifice for your country. How can I not admire you for that? Well, regardless, despite your vehement insistence against your benevolence, the fact still stands. I can certainly envision myself having a happy future with you. I can only hope that one day you'll feel the same. Here we are, the study. It might be a bit cluttered at the moment. I've been up to my neck in paperwork and preparation for your arrival, but don't worry. Your belongings are completely organized and are stored in the cleanest corner of the room. Come in, come in. My favorite room in the palace. It's quite small for a study, I know, and it contributes a bit to the cluttered look, but I like it. I think it's cozy. Plus, it's got the best view of the palace. See? That field right there grows the orange that you ate just now. That section is a vineyard, and ooh, those rows of greenhouses are the nurseries where I'm gonna come up with some new cultivars. In the evening, we can come back to the study together and see the sunset. All the pretty oranges and reds really make the books in here look lovely. Do you like to read? These are a collection of some of my favorites. They're mostly encyclopedias and horticulture, almanacs, and fairy tales, but you're absolutely welcome to come in and borrow one anytime you'd like. Oh, that is... that's an oil painting of when I won third prize for the largest gourd in the duchy. It's silly, I know, but of all the medals and honors I've earned over the years, that was by far my proudest achievement. I wouldn't trade a good patch of land and seeds for the riches of the entire kingdom. Speaking of which, your belongings are here. It's just a couple trunks of clothing, a few small furnishings, farewell gifts from Ravier, and... oh! Right, it's a mail. Yes, the mail is a bit unexpected, isn't it? When the courier arrived with all your items, she said that these letters had been dropped off at the postal office at the same time. They're all from the Ashen General. He used to be your guard, right? Such a shame he wasn't able to attend our engagement festivities. You were quite disappointed. Well, his Everwaste origins are a bit telling in this mistake, huh? He might be accustomed to sending mail using a different, non-mortal method. He seemed to be under the impression that if you just hand your mail to anyone, it would make its way to its intended recipient. I think the only reason someone even thought to investigate missing letters sent by him was because someone saw him give some paper to a random child on the street. It goes without saying that an 8-year-old was most certainly not a member of our postal force, huh? After that, Majesty instructed the Postal Guild to gather any and all missives that were redirected back to the Ashen's general residence after failed delivery and sent them to the proper parties. There's so many. Imagine all the ones that they weren't able to recover. I think they might have had a tad overzealous in their attempts to correct the mistake, though. It appears they mailed out all prospective missives that the Lord General was working on, even drafts that weren't meant to be seen. Look, most of the ones for you aren't even finished, and they have some of the words crossed out. They date to quite a bit ago. This one looks like it was written all the way back on the day we finalized our engagement. But don't worry, I'm sure whatever the General needed from you can be sorted out. This latest one looks like it was only sent about a week and a half ago, a day before you set out for Ellybryn. Are you alright, Your Highness? Of course, take all the time you need to read these letters. You can even sit in that chair over there. I can tidy up the study in the meantime. We'll start the tour of the grounds after you finish. Whenever you're ready.
December 14th. Sleep eludes me. The news of your engagement, so abruptly imparted earlier this afternoon, has weighed heavy, and even at this late hour it gnaws at my mind, digs in and will not let go. What tortures, burdens me most, however, even more than this stinging truth, is what was left unsaid. What I couldn't force myself to voice in the moment. Hurt by a stranger fades. Hurt by a friend lingers. But hurt by the heart leaves a scar that never heals. I feel the fool for having been hurt at all, but most of all, I feel the fool for not knowing where you stand in all of this. Are you the second? The third? Something in between? Or was I the idiot that never saw it was neither, nothing, and never was? I could have handled the politics. I could have borne ceremony. What I could not bear was the suddenness of this, the way it landed on me without warning, without context, reducing me to a mere afterthought in the space where I had thought I mattered. I've been blindsided, and have no one to blame but myself for being caught so unprepared, so exposed. And the worst part is the only answers that could ease this ache are the ones only you could give. Why did you... Why couldn't we? Why was I not? No. I can't send this. December 21st. I trust you are well. Though, since it has only been a week since you've broken my heart, our argument, I imagine you are every bit as disquieted as when I left you upon storming out of the room. Understand, I never intended to leave so suddenly. I never intended to cause you distress, and the expression on your face from then still haunts me. You haunt me. Time has allowed my thoughts to calm, and now I am clear-headed enough to see the raw, jagged rift where you should be, and clear-headed enough to realize that you no doubt feel this absence between us as strongly as I. As it stands, we are due for a conversation. I am not certain what such a discussion will settle, whether it will stitch what's torn or finally mark the dividing line. But I have to try. All I know is that I need to see you. Would you like to talk? When should I... Ugh, why do I have to sound so cheesy? February 10th. Is this how we leave things? Silent? Unresolved? While I count the hours and pace the empty space you once filled? I wait for word. Any word. And it does not come. Do you pretend all is well so easily while I splinter alone, grasping at fragments of what I thought we had? Must I be the one to keep reaching, to keep hoping, while you move as if nothing changed? I am unraveling. Months. I abstained from contacts for months because I refused to carry the entire burden of mending what I did not break. Do you even care at all? Do you even think of me? Do you want to see me? Why haven't you sent for me? Why? April 8th. To Your Royal Highness, Second Crown of Ascendios, Silver Heir Apparent. I firstly would like to congratulate you on the conclusion of your engagement celebrations. As it has been months since the official announcement of your betrothal, I expected the exuberance of these parties to reflect the planning conducted in the interim. I appreciate the invitation extended, and although I wasn't able to attend, I am glad to hear that those present enjoyed themselves and found their expectations met, and even exceeded. An auspicious start for the alliance you embark upon. I will make this brief. I can no longer serve you. Though you haven't called upon my services in months, I find it prudent to finalize what has already been practiced in silence in a more official capacity. Majesty will relieve me of this position soon. You will be free of me. As such, I find it only courteous to make it known that I am open to discussion of any topic relating to the past, present, or such as might affect the future. Seeing as I shall no longer be in your service, it stands to reason that this might be the last chance to do so. I am certain you have many thoughts you wish to share, as do I, but only if you two are willing. I am sure to always be where you can find me, Your Highness. You need only ask, and I am there. Yours, Lord Ashen General of the Everwastes. May 6th. Highness, I am sure the preparations for your departure from Ravier command much of your attention. I can't imagine what else could have kept you from attending to my last letter. In truth, I can't even imagine this task would keep you from responding now, yet still I find reasons to invent excuses on your behalf. I have entertained many ideas to explain your silence. The first reason is stated above. It is the one I choose to believe, as it is plausible and almost comforting. I could cling to this if I allowed myself a small lie of hope. The second possible reason is the spite you harbor toward me. I hate that I even consider it, yet I can't shake the thought, and it twists in my chest every time I do. Your refusal to communicate leaves no apparent solution for amending such a helpless situation. The third possible reason is that you wish to move forward in a future completely erased of any and all traces of me. I try not to think about this one too much. If your intention was to force me into action, then so be it. If your intention was to make me chase that which I cannot have, then so be it. But at least request my presence and allow me the chance to do so before you. Respond once. Invite me. Refuse me. Give me something other than emptiness to measure my next steps by. Awaiting your word, Lord Ashen General of the Everwastes. June 25th. Your tactics prove crueler with each passing day of silence. I waste paper and ink in vain trying to puzzle out your motives. When will you be satisfied? What else do you need to prove? How else do you need to punish me? How much longer must I endure this? I will not go to you. My pride, already torn, should not be dragged through this any further. It should be you reaching for me, not me for you. Don't you see how unfair this is? That I'm the one pacing, waiting, bleeding while you remain untouched? And don't you already feel victory? Knowing that I will come? That despite being the one so wounded, it is I who will limp and crawl his way back to you? Summon me. Let it be your move this time, because I can't. I won't. Oh, please. July 1st. I don't understand. Did I say something? Did I do something wrong? I've turned over every word I've said, every look that passed between us, every moment we shared trying to find where it all went wrong. Was it me? Was I not enough? Or was it both? I can be better. I can be enough. Just say the word and I can be anything you want if you just... Why? 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 On July 18th. I wonder what you did with all the missives. Whether you read them at all. Whether you tore them to shreds. Whether you burned them to ash, or whether you kept them as trophies, as proof that I can be brought so low. And truthfully, of all the ways I imagine you spurning those words I painstakingly wrought, I find solace in the last. At least then I know you've chosen to keep some piece of me, however insignificant and ragged. The not knowing is a wound that smarts. The waiting is an ache that cripples. The silence is devastating. I can't sleep. I miss you. Don't you miss me too? I need. August 28th. Your Royal Highness, Second Crown of Ascendios, Silver Heir Apparent, friend, confidant, beloved companion. Tomorrow, you are set to embark upon your days-long journey from Ravier to the Ellybryn Duchy, leaving behind the frivolities of the capital, the asinine politics of the court, the good work you've done for the city, and me. However, to say you are leaving me is only half the truth. I am leaving as well, though my journey will take me far and away from Ascendios altogether. Despite our lack of communication these past months, I could not find it within myself to begrudge you a proper farewell, a last goodbye. And neither could I find it within myself to leave without one last try. Tomorrow, in the morning before sunrise when you depart for the Ellybryn Travel Outpost, I will wait for you at our willow tree by the river Elysian. I tell myself this keeps with my resolve, that it is still you who must come to me. And yet, even as I write this, I know how thin that claim sounds. Here I am, setting the hour and place, as though asking were not its own kind of surrender. And I do not care. Come to me. Let me see you again. I am not sure what to expect of this, only that I can't imagine a future without being at your side, and that I can't spurn one final chance to make this a reality. I was too indirect before, afraid of what the answer might be if I asked plainly, and so I skirted the truth even in my own letters. But now I can say it without hesitation. Come to me. Even if it is only to tell me that it is over, that this is the end, then so be it. That moment will mark where our paths truly separate. But just come. And if ever we are to cross paths again, and you choose to speak not a word of this letter or all that's transpired, then I will know too that there is simply nothing left to say. Still, I hope. I'll be waiting for you. Yours, always.
Your Highness? Your Highness, you're tearing up. Are you well? Are you sure you want me to read these? All right. Oh. Oh no. Your Highness. Well, this won't do, will it? This won't do at all. No. This isn't right at all, Your Highness. A carriage. You'll need a carriage. Actually, no, that'd be too dangerous for you to travel alone. A horse, then. My strongest and fastest one in the stables. And then you'll need rations to sustain you on the road. I have a lovely batch of apples that keep well for weeks after being picked. And you also need a travel sack with essentials. A water skin, extra clothing, a blanket, flint and steel, a dagger, some hard coin for when you encounter small towns, and obviously you'll need... What? What is it, Your Highness? Upset? Of course I'm not upset. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm certainly in distress, but only because I need you out of here as soon as possible. Why else? To go after your Lord General. Your Highness, you're too altruistic for your own good. Don't worry about a thing. I'll handle it. I know the Western Territories won't be thrilled with the cancellation of our union, but I'll figure something out. All that seems so unimportant right now. Go to him. I can see it in your eyes. You're desperate to see him. Who am I to split up soulmates? I'll have a butler gather up all the materials you need, and you'll set off to find your Lord General right away. He can't have gone far, but just in case, I'll give you an enchanted cloak. It'll disguise you with a glamour so that you can rest easy on your travels. Just take it off and your appearance will be restored. Don't thank me, Your Highness. Remember, I'm a big believer in love.
A special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Your support helps me create all of the content that I put out. Everything I do on YouTube is also available on Patreon for free, without ads. Just sign up using the link in the description below. If you join the Implings, you can also access other content like exclusives and other perks. Have a great time zone.